We've been given, if f is given by that, determine for the point 1, negative 1, 2, the curl of f. Now this one is at least you can see it is a bit simpler function. So solution. So now again, so it is the curl. So if it is the curl, we say it is the cross product. Then we have I, then you have j, then you have k. Functions are not so big. d dx, d dy, d dz. Our first function in the we have x squared y squared minus 2y z. Then you have xy what? xyz. I hope we can see that. Yes, it is xy squared minus 2yz. Then you have, remember, as a number carries the sign before it. This is very important because once you neglect this part, then your outcome will definitely be different. Definitely. A negative is a very powerful function to put in any operation. Are we together? Yes, it makes the changes. Now again, so equals to, then I, we cross this and that, so we have d dy, d dz, then you have, so we have this and this, okay, minus 2yz, then you have xyz, then minus j, together, so we cross this and this, so we have dx, d dx, d dz, right, so we have xy squared, then xyz, then you have plus k, cross that and we cross that, so again d dx, d dy, then this part and this part, so x y squared minus 2yz. Do you see that? Now again it is I d dy of which function? Main diagonal, xy, xyz, then minus d dz of which function? Minor diagonal, so negative 2yz, cross, okay, let's just have that, then minus j, main diagonal, d dx, xyz, minus minor diagonal, d dz, xy squared. Then the last one is k, main diagonal, d dx of negative 2yz, minus minor diagonal, d dy. And you can see we always start with the derivative. The partial derivative starts regardless of how they occur. This time start, this time start. So start with the derivatives, the partial derivatives. Now let's do the derivatives now. So we have I. Now we are saying differentiate with respect to what? Y. So the y goes, remain with x, z. Now differentiate with respect to z. Z goes, remember there's a negative here. Z goes, you remain with negative 2y. But negative gives you what? Gives you a positive. So we can just rub this and just write the positive. So you can now rub that and put a positive here. So 2y. So the z goes, so you remain with 2y. Then into bracket, then minus j. Differentiate this one with respect to x. X goes, you remain with yz. Then minus, differentiate with respect to z. Do we have a z here? No. So it becomes what? 0. Then you have plus k. Differentiate this one with respect to x. Do we have an x here? No. So it becomes 0. Then minus. With respect to y, drop 2. So you have 2x y. Alright, so we can simplify that further. And we just say this one is I xz plus 2y minus. So if I subtract yz minus 0, I just remain with yz. So I'll just have yzj. We multiply this and this because this part will be 0. Then plus. Now I have k. This minus this will be negative. 0 minus 2xy will be negative 2xy. So I have a negative, I have a positive. So this one becomes what? Negative by the end of the day. So I'll have, now I'll just interchange that, 2xy, then I put out, I'll put my k by the end of the day. But if you feel that opening the bracket may confuse you in one or the other, you can just leave it as that. Then input your limits here into the function. Then you can now open up the bracket, because our values of x and y and z will now be values, will now be constants that we know their values, which is 1, -1, and 2. So if you just replace them, you'll have 1 minus 2 times 1 times -1. Then you'll have your outcome. Same here, y is -1 times 2. You'll have your outcome by the end of the day. So now let's replace at those particular points. So we say at point what? At point 1, -1. So at P1, -1, and 2. So we start with the first one. So we have I. So x, my x is 1, my z is 2. Right, together, plus 2, my y is -1. Okay, so 2 plus this times this gives you -2. So it will be 2. So this one is the same as saying I 2 minus 2, which gives you 0i, and 0i is just what? 0. Right, together. Let's come to the second. Minus yz. What is our y? Our y is -1. Our z is 2. Then you have your j. So -1 times 1. -1 times a negative is just positive. So positive 1 times 2 just gives me 2j. Then I come to the last, which is -2. Our x is what? My x is 1, and my y? My y is -1. Then remember we have a k, sorry. So -2 times 1 is -2 times -1 again just gives me 2k. So we can see we don't have the I value, so just remain with the value at j and k. So therefore this is just the same as, so of f will be given by 2j plus 2k. Factorizing what is common, you can just write it as well as that. And that is how you find a curl for any particular function. Thank you, and see you in the next lesson.